Hello, everybody. How you guys all doing? Welcome to Mondays with Max. Most of you look familiar. Thank you for showing up, guys. Cooking with Kaiser. Hot crypto mining. No, you are not first. So close. What do they say? You're first loser. Anyway, just kidding, Hawk. Second TL Mining, thanks for being here. S. Chang, good to see you as always. Pineapple Pizza. Deepran, thank you for being here and being a member, and as well as Cooking with Kaiser for being a member. Cherish, Crypto Hunter, thanks for being a member. Iguano Bites, Canadian Miner, Automatic Beats, Gordon Murray. Yes, I already said Crypto Hunter. The Pirate, Bacon, Eggs, and Hash. Looks like we got the regulars in the crowd for the most part. Blaine Anderson, Patty Whack Miner, thank you for being a member. The Toxic Miner, Mass Boost, Retro Mike Crypto, thank you for being here. Good to see you. And I thought, as we head into December, I figure with the way the markets, it's gonna be one of those nights, huh? It said it reconnected. I have no idea. It says excellent connection. So I don't know why it's doing that, but OBS disconnected and reconnected like very quickly, like immediately. So I don't know what's going on there, but anyway, we will push through it. We will persevere. But anyway, as I was saying, I think that as we head into December, I'll have a few less people watching. People got a lot of things to do with their families and getting ready for Christmas. There's just a lot of stuff going on, me included. Mondays are obviously kept clear, and Saturday nights, but other than that, I will still be here on Monday nights, no matter how many people are here. So again, appreciate you guys all for being here. And the subjects for tonight, I will be doing some testing on LOLMINER 1.64. Hive OS actually does have the update available now. So you don't have to go through any of that. That just happened probably within the last hour or two, something like that. So that was good to see, making my life a lot easier when I go to download it. So I have not started testing it at all. I still have it on 1.63. So that will be new, but and then I'll go over some of my trials and travails of the weekend with regards to mining and nodes, and whatever else I put up there. What else did I put up there in the thumbnail? Hold on. Why is it doing this? There we go. So yeah, planning for failures. I'll talk a little bit about that, as I had to remind myself of that this weekend when I had some failures. Also, when you're making well, I'll talk about what I did, and then I'll show you one thing that I've learned in the past that's a valuable feature. And I'll talk a little about profitability, node plans, mining plans, and then whatever you guys want to talk about as well. So, and thank you for being here, Geek of All Trades, and for being a member. New England Crypto, good to see you, sir. And Integra Guy, thank you for being here. Yeah, rates for electricity haven't been bad, but they haven't been as good as they have been, unfortunately. But that's what we expected heading into the winter, right, Integra Guy? Mickey, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Aragorn Strider. And I think Galaxy 9 Synthesis, sorry, I'm going up from the bottom this time. PCM, hopefully not buffering anymore. Yeah, I think that was just that little glitch. Hopefully that does not happen. I actually did test the connection. It does say excellent connection, and I did test the doing a speed test. There was very little loaded latency. So we based on that, we should be good. Not mining or anything. Only thing I got running actually is the Bitcoin miner, which I'll show you guys as well tonight. But anyway, alrighty. Well, before we get too far, this live stream is brought to you by
lottery for loyal miners that support their project. As you might already know, Flux Pools is operated by the people from the Flux team, as they want to provide a safe and transparent mining experience. While the Flux project does not take directly from the pool, they do give a portion of the fees back to the Flux project, because they understand that both the project and the miners are what makes this pool possible. Flux Pools has given away nearly 5,000 Flux a month back to miners. The new Flux lottery gives 5 lucky winners $50 each in Flux each week when you have a 95% uptime on your rig. There will also be a bi-weekly winner who maintains 99.5% uptime. That winner will receive 1.7 kilosouls of hash rate for 48 hours to their wallet. Flux Pools has also announced a 0% mining fee and 1% parallel asset fee forever. This on top of the weekly loyalty program. You can also earn up to 3 Flux per week. That giveaway prize will be sent directly to the mining address and nowhere else. Furthermore, FluxPools.net has just launched a Neoxa pool with a miner loyalty program where you can earn up to 1,000 Neoxa for up to 1 gigahash each week with 0% mining fee for the first 30 days. Please do not mine directly to an exchange as your rewards may be lost as a result. Come see why FluxPools.net is a great place to mine.
All righty. So yeah, I have continued to mine at Flux Pools. I really enjoy the pool. I like the information it provides. I like its payout structure. So if you are mining Flux, go check them out. As I've said before on this, any promotion that is done is only for things that I believe in, I've tried, I've used, and that's it. So anyway, but actually on that note, we talked a little bit on Saturday Night Live about BitBoy, and I'm not going to go tremendously into it tonight, but with relation to me, I mean, any YouTuber that talks about anything in a positive light, whether you are promoted or not, talks about something in a positive light because you believe in it, is putting themselves out there to criticism if something were to go wrong. So I am not saying any of this is going to happen. I don't believe it's going to happen. I believe in Flux. I think it's doing great things, but will it have missteps along the way? I would be surprised if it didn't. Most successful things, I mean, let's take, for example, SpaceX. How long did it take them to actually finally be able to land one of their rockets on a ship? They failed time and time and time again, but that didn't stop them. Were there naysayers because they couldn't do it at first? Sure, absolutely. So, I realize that there may be naysayers along the way if any of the things that I think are cool and I like and all those kind of things that I could be criticized, like, you don't know what you're talking about, all that kind of things. Yeah. But as a YouTuber, you know that that's possible, and you just got to let it roll off and realize that, if it's your core viewers that are your core viewers, you guys, I mean, I can look up and down this and I recognize the names. If it's you guys out here that are criticizing me, then maybe I need to look at it a little bit. But usually when somebody's being criticized, it's somebody basically somebody that just heard about something and then decided to jump in and start criticizing somebody. If it's somebody I don't recognize, that kind of tells me something. So anyway, just something I was thinking about after our stream on Saturday with relation to me. But I think, we just have to be smart about what we, recommend. And, but like I said, it's all the stuff that I use, I'm investing in, I'm, deploying hardware on, all those types of things. Those are some things that, and I guess you could say, was I pushing helium? Oh yeah, I thought helium was a great thing. Not really so convinced anymore. Do I still have 3 helium miners that are active? Yep. Are they making me money? Yep. They are profitable. So, say what you will. It still works. So anyway, that's my 2 seconds of helium for the evening. Needed to get that in before Brian Hollywood might show up. So anyway, alrighty guys. Well, let's get into some of the other things I wanted to talk about. So this weekend I had a couple of things happen. Well, actually, even before I do that, let me go into the chat. And it's always tough to kind of match these things up. Well, I'll just say it because it doesn't show up in the Twidget that I have. But thank you, Geek of All Trades, for being a member for 5 months. Very, very much appreciate it. Integra Guy says, I shut off between 6 a.m. and to 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Yeah, those are definitely the highest periods of time. And I think I will start doing that. And even probably 5 to 8 in the morning and 5 to 8 at night. Or sorry, 5 to 9 in the morning and 5 to 8 at night. Because it really depends on the day, but sometimes between 5 and 6, it also spikes at that point. But anyway, I've been leaving things on a bit because it's been profitable enough to be profitable the entire day with Caspa. So anyway, sorry. Let me see what other things might have been chatted about. Okay, so yeah, if you guys want to talk to me, want me to read your specific thing that you're addressing towards me, please tag me in the chat. Sorry if you're on mobile. I know that can be a pain in the butt, but I will do my best to keep up with the chat. The lovely Mrs. Sunflower Mama is not here this evening. She is spending the evening with some friends. So I am going solo tonight. So there you go. Alrighty. So this weekend I had a couple of issues that I had to deal with regards to crypto. The first being the drive on my OctoMiner failed. That drive's failing can happen at any time with anything. So not specific to an OctoMiner, it's just bad luck, got to fail a drive. So you definitely want to plan for failures, and a failed drive is something you definitely want to plan for. Now, the good thing about it is it's a pretty easy thing to get around. Just flash or already have ready a USB flash drive and boot from that. So that's what I ended up doing. I booted from a flash drive and had it running last night. And then and then I ordered a drive, less than $20 to get a 256 gig drive. I mean, they're stupid cheap now for an SSD. So anyway, so I ordered that. Actually, when I got home from work, I installed it and then did the image write from the USB drive to the actual SSD. And this has been something that many people have done videos about. But basically it's a command that basically just images from the USB drive to the SSD. Now, the one thing that I found come up, I don't know, this came up a while ago, but when you have that small of an image and you keep downloading newer and newer and newer miners, eventually you're going to run out of room. And there is a way around that. You have a bigger drive, you can do a disk expand. So that's what I was going to do while we were on stream tonight. So let me jump right into that. There we go. Well, and we have the markets up. Not doing horrible, not great, obviously, because we're all red, but hey, BTC's over 17,000. That's better than being under 17,000, which it was. ETH above 1,200 when it's been below 1,200. So, and Flux has been doing relatively well. I didn't look to see what the price of Flux was today. Cardano's at like 32 cents. They were down closer to 30 cents, a few days ago. So anyway, like I said, not a great day, but not a horrible day. Alrighty, well, let me jump right into, is this one? No, that's the actual rig. There it goes again. Oh my God, what the hell? All right. Am I back? Am I not back? You back? Am I back? You got, oh, okay. I'm back. All right, good. Hopefully if it does that, it gets it all out of the way at once. But anyway, what the heck? This is getting frustrating. And you can even see the messages come up, because they'll come up showing the errors. But alrighty, well, we'll power through it. I will ignore them. If you guys miss anything, let me know. But anyway, so let's go to disk expand, is I believe just disk expand, and hit enter. And then it just runs. And it will expand. And so now that partition is a lot bigger. So you won't run into any of those problems. So that's a little known thing. I ran into when I needed to solve the problem of running out of room for new versions. So anyway. Alrighty. Patrick Guyan, thank you for showing up. Ultra Carbon, and everybody else that may have. Oh, LOLMINER, Guillaume Plouf. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. But anyway, thank you everybody who has arrived. All right, so that was just the disk expand. It's just literally disk-expand. HiveOS makes it super simple to expand out that partition. So you little feature. Hawk, what are you doing? Frustrated by the fact that it keeps going in and out. Is that what you're frustrated about, Hawk? This is getting crazy. I don't understand why it's doing this. Because this is OBS. This isn't my connection. This isn't YouTube. I really don't understand. Anyway, but hey, Mark Holland, thank you for being a new subscriber to the channel. Very, very much appreciate it. Mickey subscribed a little over an hour ago, so thank you for being a new subscriber as well. Retro Mike says, Retro Mike Crypto says, you can also run it from the Hive dashboard with the run command. You don't have to connect via shell in the box. Yes, all of these commands that you do, you can do via that run command. You just don't usually have the same visibility to the command. I like to run it in the shell. That's just me. But yes, you can run commands from the Hive OS dashboard, no question. Alrighty, so let me go over some other things that I wanted to talk about. So anyway, so I went over that, but anyway, planning for failures. Yes, having a spare drive, having a way of getting past very basic failures like a failed drive. Having an extra motherboard if your motherboard fails. I have a couple extra why am I drawing a blank? The single boards, you know, the thing that I have in the background over here. Anyway, having spare boards that you can hook up if any of your motherboards fail. So having backup power supplies really help you get things. Really wish I knew what was causing these problems. It is getting nuts. Real quick and see if I can lower the quality down a little bit. Thanks, Hawk, for the and this isn't the internet. That's not the internet, people. It is definitely not the internet. If you look at YouTube, it says excellent connection. There is no wavering from that. If I do a speed test, it will show me that there's no jitter and it's solid. So why this is happening, I don't know. I've never had this problem before. Now I did just recently upgrade to the newer OBS version. I'm wondering if that might be part of it. D-tabs. But this is getting a bit nuts. Key comment. Alrighty. Well, oh my God, what the heck? Hey, anybody want to do a, here, let me just look. Oh, that's not what I wanted. That's the wrong window. Let's take a look. OBS keeps disconnecting and reconnecting. All right, let's see what this tells me. let's see here. Are they going to give me any answers? Oh, I'm not running it as admin, so that's not all right. That's not giving me any clear answers. Oh, here it says problem solved. It's a GitHub, but yeah, that's what I wanted to do, was to try to lower the bit rate and see if that solved the problem. It is not the router. I guess I could add a port. I don't know. I didn't even know OBS used a specific port. And it's not that. None of these solutions worked. All right, let's see. Where's the solution? Or was the solution at the top? Nope. I wanted to see if there was actually a solution that worked. Well, this is certainly happening a lot more than 5 minutes at a time, that's for sure. Well, if anybody has any suggestions, let me know. In not running on over Wi-Fi, I am hooked via Ethernet cable, so that is definitely not the issue. Patrick Kind, sorry I'm DDoSing you again. I usually do it to Rabbit on Sundays, but wanted to share some love with you too. That's funny, Patrick. But anyway, thank you for the $2 super chat, second TL. I do appreciate it. Patrick Guyan as well. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Stealing Wi-Fi from the neighbor fund. All right. Anyway, thank you guys for your patience. Oh, do a live speed test. Sure, I can do a live speed test. Can also try shutting down the Bitcoin miner. That shouldn't be doing it, but who knows? Maybe it is. Let's do this. It should be about 500 to 600. And if you look at right here, this is the latency, although that download latency did bump up just for a second, then another for a second. When I ran it earlier, it was like rock solid at like less than 50. And then here, that's plenty. And this usually, if it's less than 100, it's fine. And it has not bumped above 100. It's been right between 50 and 60. So that's rock solid. That's better than I've gotten in the past when I've been fine actually running a stream. So I don't know. I do not know. I only wish I knew why it was doing that. But all right, well, let's get back to the subject at hand. Hopefully it won't get too bad. If it gets too bad, then I will just save some of these topics for next week. All right. So again, I'll go back to 1.64 in a bit. I did the disk expand planning for failures, profitability. So my power rate actually came up to almost 10 cents. It was about 9.9 cents over last month. Now, why was it more than the previous month? The main reason was I was running more often, meaning I was running when things were higher in cost. So I was running during the daytime a lot more because Caspa was more profitable. Wasn't very profitable, but especially during the day, but I was still able to make a profit on it. So I mined during the day. So a lot more. So that's the reason why electricity went up considerably over from last month, because last month it was like just under 7 cents. Wow, this is ridiculous. Anyway, Alrighty, moving on. Node plans. So one of the things I am planning on doing is right now I have a CPU miner downstairs. It's 5950X, and I've been mining Raptorium with it. And now I plan on actually turning that into multiple nodes. So nodes take 4 cores, although you can kind of share cores if you want. I may do that, I may not, but at a minimum, it will handle 4 nodes on that computer. I would just need to get a hard drive and enough memory to handle those 4 VMs that I would need to run 4 nodes. So that is the plan for that. But before I do that, I need to move one of my existing nodes upstairs, so it will be directly connected upstairs. And the reason for that is because I now have a networked PDU, thanks to Rondi and Brian Hollywood. Very much appreciate that. And we'll be hooking that up, but I need a network connection, and I'm out of ports on my 8-port router. Not router, 8-port switch. Yes, I could buy another switch, but I really shouldn't need that many downstairs. Actually, I take that back. The nodes upstairs, because I'll need one for the PDU, the network PDU, plus I'm going to be creating another rig for the GPUs that are currently hooked up to the CPU mining rig. But I'm going to move them off to another rig and then leave the node rig all by itself. So anyway, so I actually didn't think about that. I'll have to move both nodes upstairs, which is fine. They'll be a lot more reliable. They won't be subject to any type of fluctuation in the Wi-Fi or anything like that. And it's usually stable downstairs, but nodes are just so critical. I mean, if you have a miner that goes offline for 5 minutes, it's not really that big of a deal. But you got a node that goes off for 5 minutes, it shouldn't be a big deal. But if it's the wrong 5 minutes, then you could possibly. So anyway, so that is the plan for that. And actually last week, Comcast was doing upgrades in the area, and I did lose my place in line. And okay, it's like OBS is really trying to distract me. Anyway, so but I did manage to save one position. When it came back up, I was able to get everything up and running, but just not quite in time to save the 3 out of 4. So they unfortunately went to the back of the line. One of them was no big deal because that one had paid out that morning. So I was happy that at least we got past that one. One of them lost 6 days and one of them lost like 9 days. So, it is what it is. It happens. But hopefully that means that all of the work is done. This is the second time they said they were going to bring down the network, and the first time they didn't seem to do anything. There was no downtime. This time there was significant downtime, which means I'm guessing they were replacing some hardware, which is a good thing because the hardware I know at our node was really, really old and needed work and was patchworked, where there was a lot of, I know for a fact they soldered something on the board that I was on at one point. So hopefully they had replaced that by then. But anyway, point being is new hardware, new configuration, and hopefully meaning better upload speeds in the near future. We shall see. They haven't announced anything. I know Integra Guy said he talked to somebody at Comcast and they said that they're just ready to flip the switch on increased download and upload. So I have my fingers crossed. So we'll see about that. Alrighty. All right. Well, let's get into the right now. This is how we're running right now. And let me go into the flight sheet and go to edit, and we'll go to setup mining configure. So basically it's just the core clock at 1470 and the memory clock. And well, hell, as long as I'm in here, let's make the change. Let's see if it lets me. Probably. Yeah, it's not showing it. So I usually have to go out of here, then click a refresh. Come on. And I found that Hive has been slower lately, and it's not me. This is a Hive thing. Come on. There we go. Okay. All right. Now let me try the editing and go down here. Go away. There's 1.64. So I don't know if you guys have ever noticed that before, but if you go into your flight sheet and it doesn't show the actual newer version, get out of the flight sheet or get out of the edit of the flight sheet, hit refresh, then go back into the flight sheet and the new version will show up. So I'm going to go ahead and apply those changes. So if you noticed, it was like 506 on the 3070 Ti and just over 400 on the, in fact, let me cancel this. I am going to go back here so I can take a screenshot. So let me go ahead and do that. New screenshot. Yeah, I'll go all the way up here. So then I've got that. All right. And then let me, oh, come on. There we go. All right, now let's go in and change it. Let's go to edit. Change it to 1.64 and apply changes. Go back to overview. Obviously this will go away and come back, and let's see what kind of, they basically said 4.5 to 5%. So 4.5 to 5% is on a 3070 Ti should be about 25 to 30, be about 25 actually. And then on the other one, it'd be the 3060 Ti's, it should be around 420. So let's see what happens. Well, so far, nothing. Well, let's go into here and see. Okay. Let me do MOTD watch. It might be still downloading it. No, it doesn't even look like it did anything. Did I do it on the wrong one? No, I did it on the Octominer. Huh. Did I not update it? Let me go back in here. You know, I didn't. That's what happened. I didn't finish the update. Let's try that again. Go to apply changes and then click update. Because I know I didn't see this one. So we're going to go create new flight sheets so that I can go back and forth if I want to. Alrighty, now we'll be able to see what's going on. Let's go over here. It's downloading it. And it's now starting it. It's now starting. Went from 400 to 425. And went from like 506 up to 538. I'll take that. Yes, it does seem like an OBS issue, no question. Big Woolly Sunflower Mama is out with her friends. Big Woolly, you said 420. Under promise, overperform. Under promise, overperform. So I would say that they have undersold. The increases a little over 5%. So alrighty, guys. Well, I was hoping to stream for a bit longer than this, but wow, that really stinks of whatever's going on with OBS. I'm going to be basically spending out what's going on with my OBS and why it's doing this, because it has never done this before. And like I said, the connection itself says, YouTube says rock solid, speed test looks good. Have no idea why it's doing this. So that was the other thing. I was going to try to bring down the OBS WebSocket settings. I mean, that's not what I'm looking for. Yeah, this is probably going to be a bit of peeling back the onion on this. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, alrighty. Well, there's that. We'll go through and do this on the other rigs as well. If I'm cutting in and out, I apologize, but at least you guys will be able to see the results. So this next one is this was my LHR rig. This one is my non-LHR rig. Again, 401, right around 400 for the 3060 Ti's, and definitely get to over 500. So let's take a look. Let's go to the flight sheet. Oh, and I also wanted to see, actually, before I do that, let me go back here. I wanted to see if there was any change in the overall power. So it went from 5.339 to 5.671. And I did not record the power on the screenshot, unfortunately. But let me see what it currently is. Is 904. So it is a little bit more power because I was below 900 watts. So, yeah, that's kind of interesting. Well, let's take a closer look at that on this next one. And of course I can always go back to retest it the other way. But let's go to rig 1 and go to flight sheet. Oh, actually, before I do that, I want to do a screenshot, the full screenshot with the power this time. So let's do new. So this one says 947 watts, which is actually high. It's not that high. All right, let me get this out of the way. And let me do this flight sheet. Edit, setup, go to 1.64, apply changes, update, create new flight sheet. And let's go back to overview. And actually, so we don't depend upon these numbers. We actually go in. All right. All right, caught it just in time, right after it finished downloading and installing. Starting mining. One nice thing about Caspa is it does ramp up very quickly. So, thank you, Big Willie. I'll scroll up. But Mining King, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Max, I caved and went efficient with GPU clock and mem lock. Saved 2,500 watts and lost 400 souls, but I turned AMD rigs back to Flux, picked up that hash rate. I think you're going to be better off for it. I mean, there's one thing to be said, trying to get as much Flux as possible, but basically penny smart, pound foolish. But it's definitely being penny smart. And what was the Todd Tebow? Thank you very much for the $10 super chat. Thank you, Big Wooly, for calling me out for missing it. I was a bit distracted by all of the OBS issues tonight. I mean, I have technical problems, but I hate it when it's not caused by me. If it's caused by me, or even if it's caused by internet, you know, that's explainable. But when it's a technical issue, it makes me nuts. And I did just restart my computer like 2 days ago. So it's not anything like that. Google's not taking up a ton of memory. So anyway, let's see. Let me go back down. And where are we at now? So 515 on the 3070s. Nice. Very nice. So they went from 485 to 515. So we picked up 30 on that. So what is that? Hang on. Calculator's right there. 30 divided by 485. So you picked up over 6%. So yeah, LOL miner, you're underselling yourself, I think. Anyway, and there's the 425, 426 from the 401. So again, definitely seeing higher than that 5% on the 3000 series. So that is awesome. Now, the other thing I did notice on the description, it said that it actually improved Navi 10 performance as well. And I'm really curious, like how much better the efficiency might be by doing that. So I don't know. But yeah, 7.674 is the efficiency on this rig. And on the other one, we are at what the heck? Oh, because I scrolled up. So, all right, let me go back. There we go. Oh, there we go. Efficiency is 6.907. So this one definitely isn't as efficient. Because the 3060 Ti's aren't as efficient. 3070 Ti's surprisingly are more efficient than the 3060 Ti's on Caspa. But again, not complaining. In this other rig, though, I think it's basically the fact that you've got the such high efficiency of the 3070s, plus these are the non-LHR, non-Hynix memory GPUs. So I think that's another reason why you're getting this at a lower power level. So anyway, all right, we got one more, and this one has 1660 Ti's. So we have, I guess technically that's Turing, but it's kind of Pascal because it's not RTX. Anyway, I'm not sure what 1660 Ti is classified as. I thought it was Turing, but anyway, we should see some significant improvement in that as well. So let's go to my CPU miner and let's go to the flight sheet. Oh, here, this one I definitely need to take a picture of. Actually, I'm going to save this one because I did not check the power, and I'm going to do that in just a second. But let me save this rig one capture. All right. So let me go back to the other one real quick. I want to see. So this one's 970, and prior to that, it was 947. So we have picked up a decent amount of power. So we've picked up about 20 watts or so, 23 watts. So that's basically picking up about 2 to 2.5% power, which still is if your efficiency is greater with these with the change from 1.63 to 1.64. Yes, you're using a little bit more power, but you're gaining a higher percentage of hash rate than you are your percentage of gain in power. So your net probably is, maybe that's what they were talking about, more the efficiency net, which is more around the 4 to 4.5% range. Alrighty, let's go back to, because I'm really curious about this one. Let me go back over here and go to flight sheet. Go in here, edit, setup 1.64, and apply changes and update. We will create new flight sheet. And then let's go back to overview, and then let's open up a shell. All right. Got over there a little quicker this time, so it's still downloading. There we go. Now it's starting up. All right, well, let me go back and check some chats while we're waiting for this to get a reading. So Todd Tebow says, how about the 20 series? Yeah, the 20 series, I'm testing the 1660 Ti's, but the 20 series is supposed to receive a little bit greater improvement, and Pascal is supposed to be even greater than that. Let's see here. So my 3060 Ti's went up from 3060s. Oh, I didn't take a snapshot of this one. That was dumb. Oh well. These were like 295 and they went up to 313. So you're seeing a gain of about 20. So that's pretty good. And then I don't remember exactly. They were like 250, I think, is what the 1660 Ti's were. So they went up to 270. But definitely improvement in the 1660 Ti as well. And so obviously with this one, you can see this rig is a bit less efficient. The efficiency is around 6. So yeah, I've got one that's, we've got grades of efficiency in the rigs. So at some point I may decide to, run some of these rigs when the cost of electricity is much lower. And then when the cost of electricity is slightly higher, run certain rigs. So I'm kind of playing around with that just to try to maximize, yield to the cost of electricity. Because I am, I talk about profitability all the time, but it's not like I'm selling my crypto to pay for the power. I'm forking the power out over, I'm paying for the power for the most part. I don't think about, moving it over and paying for the power. I want to get a bag of Caspa, and then I want to take that and start moving that over. Once I get a certain amount of Caspa, I start taking the Caspa yields and actually sell it and move it over into Flux. That's my plan. So that I continue. I want to get to the point where I am at 8 Cumulus nodes, and then accumulate to the point where I can finally get to a single Nimbus node, and then start adding Cumulus nodes beyond that. My plan is to continue to grow my nodes, but probably by the time I'll get to the Nimbus node, I hopefully will have the upgraded internet. Otherwise, I'll have to run the Nimbus node at a hosting service like Terra Hosting. There you go. Gave you a little plug there, Hawk. How's that? Although Hawk might be gone because he was probably really annoyed by all the problems I was having. But at any rate, well, here I ended up going almost an hour anyway. It's funny because everybody's talking about the FPGAs coming out, but yeah, the profitability certainly isn't as good as it was, but it's not bad. It's still better than everything else because of the way you're able to run these GPUs at such low power. It's pretty amazing. It really is amazing. So let's take a look. Why is there 22 in the chat? Did somebody ask a question? Yeah, I did say Terra Hosting. So anyway, anyway, let's scroll up to see if anybody else tagged me. It's worth a shot. I will try that Patrick guy in. I will see if there's anything that is hogging the resources. And not really. 61% memory. That's, trust me, that's fine. OBS is taking up a good portion of the GPU, as it should. It's taking up like anywhere from 30 to 50% of the GPU. I'm not running the GPU miner right now. And the biggest task is Windows command processor. And that is, here, let me actually show you this. This is my, my Bitcoin miner. So got it running. And it was relatively simple to set up. You definitely want to have a powered USB hub. But the problem I had with it was I was trying to get it working with the pool that they had in their command line, and it would not work. So I went out and looked for Lucky Monster, or found them on what is it, mining something.stream. Anyway, mining pools.stream, something like that. You know the one. I type in mining. It's back. The problem's back. Anyway, but once I started trying to get it running on that, it popped right up and worked just fine. So it was really, really easy. But hey, let's see. Have I hit a block? I know my wallet has told me I haven't hit a block, but let's where did I put it? I don't know. I can guarantee you I haven't hit a block. Let me just double check by going into my, why is it not here anymore? I'm looking for the Zelcore wallet, and I used to have it tagged to my taskbar, and it's not there anymore. I thought I repinned it, but evidently I did not. So let's just scroll down and get to Zelcore. Oh, and it's not even in my, is it, or is it at the top? Nope. Which means I have to search for it. I won't worry about it. I'm sure I have not hit a Bitcoin block. Anyway, but this is mining to a solo pool. So, so it is getting shares and such. So, at any rate, let me see if there's anything I missed in my notes. I think I pretty much hit on everything I wanted to talk about. Yep, that was pretty much it. So any last questions you guys may have? There it is. I was like, why can I not find my mouse? Oh, Hawk, another super chat from Hawk. Please follow @HostWithTara on Twitter for updates. We are launching soon. King and Yeti have been killing it. Yes, they've both been hard at work. Nice. I think I won't post that. No, I'm not reading that one, Big Wooly, but I saw your one before. Oh, I see. That's what you were saying. But look what you just did. You caused the problem to come back. I blame this on Wooly now. It's all Wooly's fault. It was running relatively smoothly until he came up with the thing he wanted me to say. So anyway, alrighty guys. Well, again, I apologize for all the technical difficulty. What the heck is going on? Because this is really freaking annoying. That's for sure. But I'm glad you guys all stuck with me. Obviously, much lower count than I've had in the past, but I appreciate you guys all. You guys are my regulars. I appreciate you guys all being here, and Hope we all have fun. We certainly have a lot more fun when they're not technical difficulties, but we will strive to do better next week. So thank you guys, and you guys all have a wonderful night.